Radio Television, you watching RTÉ One. And now we join Pat Kenny for some music, chat and surprise guests.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome. Tonight, one of my guests intends to go to hell and back, and he'll be talking us through the route. That should be interesting. We've got the stars of two new movies. Having a baby at 60 years of age, we'll be meeting the woman who did, and we'll be meeting the baby. There's a chance to win a really superlative holiday prize, and of course we have the results of our Grand Prix quiz from last week. 3 sets of 2 people going to Silverstone on the 12th of July. Going to start with music though. Our first band tonight started by a fellow who was a backline roadie. He saw that Noel Gallagher of Oasis went from roadie to rock star, and he figured I can do that too. He spent most of 1997 playing live around the country, and now the band released their debut single. It's a double A-sided single called Divine Intervention. A big welcome please for Gift.
I've done my best to do my worst to you, but now I detest the obviously ironic side of this life, my life as I'm wasting my time. There's no way to find any answer to you. Save for the divine intervention of love I've been waiting for. Then again,
That was Gift, Divine Intervention, and watch out for them playing their own Irish tour this summer. They reckon they're going to be as big as Oasis, and I cannot see any reason why they should not be. What day is tomorrow? Mother's Day. All the voices are female. Yeah, if you haven't decided on a present, do not despair, because we have something that could be just the ticket for you. Panorama Holidays. Have you heard of Panorama Holiday Group? Yeah? They're offering us a Mother's Day prize with the added bonus that it will benefit the rest of the family as well as the ma. Because the prize is not 1, but 4 fabulous holidays to the value of £10,000. Now, have a look at this. Now, I'm just going to talk you through it. For your summer holiday, Panorama will send 2 adults and 2 children on an all-inclusive holiday to Tunisia. 2 weeks stretched out on the sandy beaches in the Mediterranean sun. Lots to do at night, or you can haggle for bargains in the local markets. Then later in the year, you and a friend can shake off the winter blues, skiing on the pistes of the Italian Alps, staying in one of the popular Panorama chalets in an original mountain village. Then, when Christmas is over and you feel the need to have the sun again, Panorama will fly you and your family to Gran Canaria for a week. Stunning scenery, blue seas, lively nightlife, truly the jewel of the Atlantic. And then, finally, Panorama will return you to Tunisia, a treat for you, for 2 people, for a golfing week. You can play on some of the most magnificent courses in the Mediterranean. Now all you have to do is persuade your boss to give you all the time off work for your holidays. What do you have to do to win this fantastic prize? And you don't have to be a mother to enter. Listen carefully, 3 clues. These are a bit cryptic, these clues, so listen carefully, write them down. I'm going to give the 3 to you during the show. Send your answer on a postcard to Kenny Live Quiz, P.O. Box 170, Dublin 4. And it's most important that you send, with your entry, the address of where you will be next Saturday night during Kenny Live, because you never know, we could be dropping in on you with a prize of 4 fabulous holidays. Entries should reach us not later than next Thursday, the 26th of March. Clue number 1, folks. You will find it in number 1600. Okay, bit cryptic that, isn't it? These are hard now tonight, but write them down. You will find it in number 1600. Now, when I saw this particular movie a couple of weeks back, I couldn't get the principal character's face out of my mind. He was a psychopathic loyalist. The movie is set in the time of the Shankill Butchers, when in the so-called romper rooms of the loyalist drinking clubs, innocent Catholics were picked up off the streets simply because of their religion, and they were literally beaten to death. When you look at this clip, you just may find it a little bit difficult to take.
That's a fucking delivery! Let's focus on the face! Go time! I'm telling you how you fuck!
Yeah, it's tough stuff. The film is called Resurrection Man, and I had to keep telling myself, look, this character, Victor, is an actor. He's an actor. And what's more, he's not from Belfast, he's actually from Dublin. Will you welcome him, please, Mr. Stewart Townsend? What a chilling character Victor is.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Isn't he? Yeah, we'll talk about him in a minute. But first of all, people will look at your face. They've seen you in movies before. What have you done?
I did a film called Trojan Eddie, which was the first film. I did a film called Shooting Fish, which came out recently, and a film called Under the Skin.
Right, and you're...
And then Resurrection Man.
Resurrection Man, and you've got something else coming up, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. A latecomer to the acting business. You weren't one of these child brats, were you?
No, no. Never had any ambition as a child, no.
And what happened?
There's nothing else to do, you know. It was just, that was it.
School was not your favourite place?
Not exactly, no.
You were a dosser?
I was a bit, yeah.
And were you thrown out of school? I've read that. I don't know whether it's true.
Yeah.
Why were you thrown out? What'd you do?
Just messing, you know. Just having
what kind
a
of
good time,
messing?
like, just messing, you know. Just teachers, you know, going, Jesus, you know, this guy, get him out of here, you know.
And eventually they did get you.
And eventually they did, yeah.
And where did you go after that? Did you try to do the Leaving Cert?
I did do the Leaving Cert.
And how'd you get on?
I passed, actually, amazingly enough, yeah. But, and then I just started the acting.
Yeah, but what was it about the acting? There's nothing... Both your parents are well known. Your late mother, Lorna, I knew her well. She was a celebrated model around the place. And your father, Peter, a very well-known golfer. And he's back in action, I believe.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, what's he doing?
He's doing the seniors tour.
The seniors tour?
Yeah.
Okay. So no theatrical tradition in your blood?
No, not at all, no.
So where did it come from?
I don't know, maybe Mum, you know. She was, I don't know, actually. It just came. I just loved films, you know. I was always watching films, and then I was going out with a girl, and she was doing a drama course.
Yeah.
And she just, you know, I said, you know, what's it like? She said, it's great. So I tried 2 weeks there, and I loved it. It was great. And I did a 2-year course then.
So was that in the Gaiety School of Acting?
Yeah, Gaiety School.
Okay.
Gaiety School of Acting.
Lots of people go through those courses and don't make it. So there has to be an element of luck and talent mixed in. Now, when did you get a big break?
Trojan Eddie, I suppose, you know. I did about 2-3 years of theatre. And I mean, you know, theatre, you get kind of more theatre, but you don't get the break in film, and then Trojan Eddie came along.
Yeah, and did you have to audition?
Yeah, I had to audition.
What'd you do?
3 times. Did a bit of acting. I had to do 3 auditions, and I was lucky because it was a good part, you know, instead of being an extra on a film. Like a lot of my mates did, they did Michael Collins, and I thought, geez, and I was the only one, pretty much the only one who didn't get Michael Collins. And I thought, God, you know, I'd love to be in that. But then when I saw it, they actually weren't on. They were just like blinking, you'd missed them. So
right, even though they might have been well paid.
Yeah, you know,
it did them no good in terms of their CV.
Pretty much so, yeah. So I was kind of Trojan Eddie was great.
But your parents, they didn't think much of this, did they, as a prospective career for their young fella?
Actually, no. My mum was like, she's like, oh no, you want to be an actor? I think she kind of knew I'd do something crazy like that, you know. And she said, you know, go for it. But she was worried, you know.
Yeah.
And
they predicted a career as a dustman.
As a dustman. I was getting the dustbin man, actually. Yeah, you'll be a dustbin man. You never turn into.
You never amount to anything.
Yeah, sure, doesn't everyone get it? You know, you're doing the leaving cert and you're just messing around. And then she saw a few shows and you know, she liked them, and she saw a show I did called True Lines, and she really loved it, and she was like, nah, you'd be all right, you know?
So she did, before she died, and she died very tragically and very suddenly, she actually got to see you in action?
Yeah, she saw 3 shows,
so she knew you were on your way?
On my way, yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. This current movie it's a brilliant movie, but it's a tough movie. It's a difficult movie to sit through without feeling very uneasy. The part of Victor, I mean, he's a psychopathic murderer. Did you find it difficult to play that part?
I found it difficult, but I found it amazing. It was like the moment I read the script, I just thought it was the best script and probably the best part a young actor could play. Because I mean, for a young guy, there isn't that many good parts around.
And you're seldom off the screen in the movie.
Yeah, pretty much so. And it's the lead. You're holding the film together. So it was a big challenge, and it's a great character, really great. You know, it was like a meaty part. You had to really go somewhere to. You had to prove yourself. I felt I could actually prove myself.
The character is written is very interesting because his father was a Catholic and he is a loyalist.
Yeah,
and brought up by a loyalist mother, played by Brenda Fricker.
Yeah.
And she's very interesting because on the face of it, she's a doting mother, but she's an evil old bitch as well, isn't
Sinister, really.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have a look at you playing with Brenda in this particular scene where she sees absolutely nothing wrong at all in her beloved son. Have a look at this.
Several suspect devices. And in Londonderry, clearing up operations are still going on.
Well, ma.
Uri, taking place.
There's a few playing housekeeping for you, ma.
And the headlines
Good son, they don't
following another day of violence in the province, the Secretary of State...
Your tea's in the oven.
Body of a man found in the city this morning has been removed for post-mortem examination.
I've seen you down in the city centre watching them preachers. You better mind yourself. End up safe, so you will.
Did you hear something?
Never heard nothing, ma. Must have been a mouse.
I'll have to put out that trap.
I'll go, ma.
Oh, hurry up, Harry Worth is coming on the telly.
It's Ivan and Willie, ma. I gotta go out.
What about your tea, son?
Don't worry.
Oh, don't you go getting into trouble now.
Hey, ain't nobody gonna bother me, dog face.
What was it like playing to Brenda Fricker?
She was great. I mean, she'd be telling dirty jokes beforehand, and then action, and she was just straight there. It was
Real
amazing.
pro.
Real pro, yeah.
This part is so central. I mean, you dominate the movie. What difference has it made to the career? I mean, since it came out, I know some of the critics were a little bit harsh on it. I think because of the violence, because it is a very violent movie.
I think English critics, I mean, it's a very Irish film, and when, I mean, I'm from Dublin, but when I read it, I understood it. And a lot of the crew was English, and they didn't get the film at all until the first reading with the actors kind of inhabiting the roles. And then when the film started, as it progressed, they really got into it. But, I mean, English people didn't get it in the beginning at all, you know?
And the critics seem to echo that kind of thing.
Yeah, you know.
What difference has it made, though? I mean, has your agent been inundated with offers now that you've dominated a movie? You carry a movie, and when you do that, it shows that you have the ability to get your name above the credits.
Yeah, it's kind of like the industry see it and the public see it. So all the industry in England has seen it. So, I mean, it's good. I've been there for nearly 2 years now, and I know everyone. So it's, yeah, things are happening.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What are you doing at the moment?
I'm about to start filming a film called Simon Magus, which is, it says it's a magical tale from a vanished world, which it pretty much is. It's got poetry and poverty and all the rest. It's a really, really beautiful film.
Right. Well, you're well on your way, but you've decided, you know, Dublin is not really the place to be anymore for someone in your job.
Well, actually, there's a couple of good scripts, Irish scripts along. I mean, I'd love to. I've read a few scripts, and they haven't been about the Troubles, and it's really nice to see a script that isn't about the Troubles. And I hope to do one this year. I'd really love it. There's some good scripts around.
We've got someone coming on later on, Gabriel Byrne, who's actually working on a number of movies, so perhaps we'll see him one of those.
Do a bit of networking after the show.
I suspect, Stewart, the next time we see you, your name will be really written big in lights, because you're well on your way. It's great to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Stewart, thank you very much for being with us. Now, I can let you go, because I have a little job to do down there. All right. Okay. Cheers. Thanks. We have the Panorama Holidays thing to give to you next week, but last week, you might remember, we launched a competition to give away 3 terrific weekends for 2 at the British Grand Prix, Silverstone, on the 12th of July. The prize is sponsored by Foster's Lager. They're also an official sponsor of Grand Prix. Now, I told you about the prize last week, and it really is terrific. Flight from Dublin to Birmingham for 2, accommodation and dinner in a lovely hotel in Stratford-upon-Avon. Then the next morning, you transfer to Silverstone by helicopter. Absolutely. Like all the Grand Prix drivers, you buzz right in to the circuit itself. While you're there, you get entry to the Foster's No Worries Club, where you get fantastic hospitality. You have exclusive grandstand seats to watch the race. And then when the race is over, you fly out again by helicopter while all the others are crawling out onto the motorway. You stay a second night in Stratford-on-Avon, have a lovely dinner there, and then back to Birmingham Airport and back to Dublin on the Monday morning. VIP treatment all the way, provided by Foster's. Now, it's a terrific prize, and there are 3 sets of 2. We gave you 3 clues. The first was a video clue. We were looking for a Benetton driver who no longer is driving for that team. This is the video. Well, did you recognise him in the blue of Benetton? The second clue might have given it to you. Fast Eddie showed him the way at Melbourne. That is his teammate, Eddie Irvine. And the third clue, in another time, he and his brother might have been cobblers, shoemakers. The answer was Michael Schumacher. And I'm going to draw out the first of... Going to draw 2 more later in the show, but just dig in deep here. Okay, this is in a sealed envelope. The answer is Michael Schumacher, and this is going to County Clare, 52 Pine Groves in Ennis, and it's Cara Roach. Congratulations to Cara. 2 more later on in the programme. That's the end of part 1. See you in a couple of minutes' time. Congratulations once again to Cara. Brilliant. Well done.
It's no time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy.
Last month's winner of the Toyota Starlet in the Lions giveaway was Mr. Gerard Stringer from County Leitrim.
Extra quality, extra flavor, Lions the quality tea.
It's over. That's the sad news Nissan will be announcing at the end of March about the unbelievable Nissan Free-for-All offer. Contact your Nissan dealer and order now before it's too late, or phone 1-850-302-302, because it's over on March 31st. Don't miss out.
I've been wearing them since I was 12, I guess. You know what's always bugged me? I could never guess how much they were going to end up costing. I mean, I'd usually save up for a really nice pair. It's my little treat, like buying jewellery. But I was always thinking at the back of my mind that I couldn't go for the nicest frames because I knew they were going to add the cost of the lenses on top. I'm just glad when I can see what's what, you know? Up front.
At Specsavers Opticians, we have a clear pricing policy. All our spectacles are displayed at prices including frames, plus our single vision lenses. So you know the complete price before you buy. Specsavers Opticians. Now you can believe your eyes.
After such a busy day, I'll enjoy a Jacobs Kimberley.
I don't think so.
Free Seymour transfers available now in all special promotion packs.
If you think a prune is a prune, you haven't tried Sunsweet.
Succulent.
They're nice.
Better quality.
Fantastic.
Oh, no pits in it.
That's a mighty good prune.
Can I have one?
Taste Sunsweet California prunes and think again.
Beautiful. Divine.
Can I have another one?
You have to apply Regain every morning and evening. Results may vary, and it'll cost you less than £1 a day. But Regain is the only treatment that's medically proven to stop hereditary hair loss, and it works on 4 out of 5 men. Regain revitalizes weak follicles so you keep the hair you've got. To learn more about Regain, call 1850 444 222. Regain. Break a family tradition, keep your hair.
Don't miss your free video of the making of the animated blockbuster Anastasia, only in the News of the World. If it goes on, it goes in.
Salon shine. When you just stepped out, just stepped out, just stepped out of a poodle parlor.
Overstyled permed hair? Salon Selectives has the answer.
Welcome back. Now, do any of you think of museums as kind of fusty, dusty old places? Well, if you do, you haven't been to the new location for the National Museum. It's at Collins Barracks in Dublin. They've all sorts of things there, even clothes. Now, for instance, this is a museum exhibit of the future. It's a design of Philip Tracy. You know Philip? Does all the fancy hats, very expensive hats. But he made this dress when he was a student, and he made it for Mario Leary. And he actually has it autographed. Dates from 1989, and it says, oops, never did this to Mario Leary, I can tell you. This dress will split or explode, I think it is, if anyone other than Mario Leary wears it. I mean it. And it's signed Philip Tracy, 1989. Isn't that nice? Anyway, that'll be a future exhibit. But I want to tell you about another exhibition that's on in the museum at the moment. It's on loan from the Ulster Museum. It's called Fabric and Form, Irish Fashion since 1950. And we have a few of the dresses here to show you, just to give you an example of the kind of stuff. The first one is worn by Maureen Dolan. Maureen. And this is an elegant black wool coat from Henry White. It's an example of their fine work, and it dates from the early 1950s. Henry White's was founded in Dublin in the late 1920s, and it's still a thriving export company today. Lovely detail on it. If you look at the collar, it has an astrakhan shawl collar, and the sleeves are 3/4 length. Really nice dress, and thanks to Maureen Dolan there. We move on a bit, and our next one is worn by Sheila Eustace. And this is a superb party dress from the late 1950s. This was designed by Sybil Connolly. It was the type of dress that would have been worn by a young debutante to attend parties during the season. It's made in horizontal bands in her renowned hand-pleated linen, favoured by the late Jackie O, and it's reputed that she ordered a whole raft of these dresses. The art of pleating 6 yards of handkerchief linen to make 1 yard of pleated fabric is Sybil Connolly's personal secret, and the people who crafted much of this kind of garment, many of them have gone on to their reward, so their secrets have died with them. Thank you, Sheila. We move into the 1960s now, and Sylvia Myers is still in the cocktail hour. This coat and dress were designed by Irene Gilbert for the late Countess of Ross. Now, it's impeccably made and hand-stitched, and the coat and dress form part of the Burr Castle collection. Very striking colour over a black dress, picking up the purple as well. And this is kindly on loan to us tonight by the Earl and Countess of Ross. Thank you, Sylvia. We move on to the 1970s and someone who was a very successful model in the 1970s, Sharon Bacon, and she modelled an enormous amount for Richard Lewis, and it's his dress we're looking at now. She's wearing a classic Lewis design in black silk jersey. The drape of the fabric was the hallmark of the look, and that dress would look as good in the 90s as it did in the 70s. Lovely dress worn for us by Sharon Bacon. Thank you, Sharon. Now we move on to welcome Mary Quigley. And Mary was the muse model for Ib Jorgensen, and she continues to model for Thomas Wolfangle, a career now spanning some 20 years. And I can understand why Mary was their inspiration. It took 18 fittings to perfect this gown to the satisfaction of the designer, and it was first worn at a ball in Powerscourt, which was attended by the late Princess Grace of Monaco. Lovely garment, and thank you, Mary. And now we're into the 90s, and we're joined by Karen O'Reilly. And this is an amber trellis coat with marabou fur from Laney Keogh's Autumn-Winter 1998 collection. This was only shown in London last month. The fur was handmade by Monsieur Le Marier in Paris, who works on behalf of the famous couture houses in Paris. The dress is hand-crocheted with jet beading, and both dress and coat were inspired by the Hollywood movie queens of the 1930s. Absolutely lovely, and that's Karen O'Reilly. Now, our thanks to Maureen, to Sheila, to Sylvia, Sharon, Mary, for bringing us a taste of almost 50 years of fashion. The exhibition is running at the National Museum in Collins Barracks until April the 16th. And the makeup for the girls was by MAC. The hairstyles, everything had to be researched for Maureen and all the rest of the girls. They had to do research into how their hair would be worn with all of these clothes for the different eras. So the makeup was by MAC, the hair was by Peter Marks, and the jewellery was by Jenny Vanders. Is that right? Have I got it right? I have. Thank you very much indeed. Well, now, we move on. We move on to something completely different. Have a look at this.
Médical! Médical!
Snakes and scorpions and sandstorms, bandits, and 150 miles of desert. They are just some of the treats in store shortly for my next guest. He is attempting to run the toughest foot race on earth. Will you welcome Dave O'Brien? Hey, Dave. 150 miles.
Yep, 150 miles.
Where exactly is the 150 miles?
Well, it's in Morocco. They don't tell you exactly where they bring you. We go from Morocco, we go to Casablanca on Thursday, and then they fly us out to a place called Ouarzazate, which is about 1,500 miles into Morocco. And then we're picked up by four-wheel drivers, which take us about 300 kilometres to we don't know where.
And you just drop there?
Yeah, an unknown destination, yeah.
You have a bag with you?
I have indeed, sir, yes.
Just lift up the bag.
There, this guy.
That's all you'll be allowed to take with you?
Yeah, well, I'll have 1 or 2 more bits in it. I'll have, obviously, a sleeping bag, and I'll have a week's supply of food. We've got to carry everything on our backs. It'll weigh about 2.5 stone.
On your back?
Yeah.
And you'll be running across the desert?
Yeah, well, you see, they have different stages. They kind of fool you by giving you 16 miles the first day, but then on the 4th day, they give you a 50-miler. And the 3rd day is a sand dune stage. I think they're about...
And where do you sleep?
Well, we have a sleeping bag, and we put it on the ground. You have a kind of a canopy affair, and it keeps, I suppose, the sun off if you're back during the day. But that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Temperatures?
At the moment, about 100 degrees. They could raise up to about 120 degrees, yeah.
Yeah. And they've actually lost people on this thing, haven't they? I mean, someone has died anyway.
Oh, yes, yeah. About 2 years ago, a guy died of a heart attack. But it's a numbers game. This is the 13th year. I hope I'm not unlucky for some, but it's the 13th running of the event. And, you know, you're bound to, you know, it's the law of average. Someone's
going to die at some stage.
Yes.
And one person has died in 13 years.
One person has died. They've lost a couple of people, but found them again in a bad state. But you see, they do have a qualification. You obviously have to bring over an ECG. I did an ECG on Monday last. In Cork, and they look at that, and if there's a problem with your heart in any way, you can imagine they just send you home again.
And you're A-OK?
I burnt the machine out, yeah.
And they lost an Italian one year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They lost him for about 9 days, the poor devil.
How did he survive?
Can I say this? I can, yeah.
Well, just tell me the truth.
Yeah, sure. He by drinking his own urine, basically, yeah. It kept him alive, yeah. Absolutely.
A fate worse than death.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When you're doing this kind of racing, what about the water? I mean, do they supply you with water?
Yeah, you get, we would drink about 9 litres of water a day. Out of that, we'd have to carry maybe 3 or 4 litres at a go.
Right, and everyone knows what a litre of soft drink looks like.
Sure.
So if you're carrying 3 or 4 litres, it's a lot.
On top of what you have already, yeah, you'd have to do that. Can I show you this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a platypus system, they call it. I got it from Concept Design, fair play to them.
What is it?
And it's just like a water container, and there's a sort of a little foil in there which keeps it cool. Now that'll take 2 litres. And there's a tube here, this will be in my backpack, and this will come onto my shirt, my running shirt, and there's a little hose, and just suck the water as you're running along.
And that's how you do it, just to keep yourself hydrated all the time?
Absolutely, yeah, it's a brilliant system, yeah.
At the end of the week, you will have lost a pound or 2.
Well, they tell me about 2 stone.
In a week?
Yeah.
Beats the Neutron diet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you don't look to be carrying a lot of weight. What height are you?
Just 6 foot.
And
I'd be about, I put on half a stone. I tried so hard to do it over the last couple of months, but I'm 10.5 stone, yeah. I suppose I can't really afford to lose 2 stone, but it could happen.
Why do you want to do this mad thing?
Well, as you know, I'm doing it for charity, but the other reason is I did a survival course 2 years ago with the GB show, and I got a great buzz from it, I really did. And I'd seen this other event that we're talking about now on your channel. I saw guys getting their boils lanced and stuff like that, and it just clicked. It was just something I said, I'm going to have to have
I've always wanted to have my boils lanced. That's what you said.
Yeah, in the Sahara Desert, yeah. No, it's just something, Pat, it's very hard to explain. It's very much a personal thing.
It's because it's there.
Well, yes, you could say that, I suppose.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
How did you get into marathon running? I mean, have you been doing this since you were a kid?
God, I haven't. That's not true. I come from Finglas, the Wild West, and there's a great character there, Cyril Shaney. He's a sweet fan, and he used to run through the Dublin Marathon, and those went through Finglas. And one day we were up visiting Mum, and my mum said we would go and see Cyril running down the village, and I did. I went out, and the banners were out, and you know, you got really caught up with it. And I said, geez, I'll have a go off this. And I kind of patted me on the head like Benny Hill and said, you'll be grand, Dave, you'll be all right. And that really annoyed me. So following year, I just bought a pair of shoes, and I ran one. Destroyed myself, my knees and everything. I mean, really destroyed it. But it taught me kind of a lesson that I would do it once more, and I would train this time.
Yeah.
And that's 21 marathons ago. So
you got the bug.
Yeah, it's great. I love it, yeah.
Your wife was telling me before the show that you're not a man who admits pain.
Did she say that? No.
Yeah. She said you could be in bits, but you'd never admit it to her or the family that you were actually in bits.
Thanks very much, Mara. No, I wouldn't say that.
That you'd be crawling, literally, with pain off a marathon course, and she'd say, how are you? And you'd say, terrific, thank you.
No, that only happened the first time. In fairness, no, it did. But I wouldn't, I would kind of go through a fair bit, I would say, yeah.
This thing, besides the physical problem of getting through 100-degree heat, At night then, you'll be sleeping in probably close to 0 temperatures.
Yes, it drops to around now about 5 degrees below. Yeah, 5 degrees
All right.
above
Now, even
freezing,
if you can get used to that idea and protect yourself with one of these thermal sleeping bags and all the rest, I have this idea that you're lying there sleeping in your sleeping bag and then suddenly you feel this little crawly thing down there.
Yeah, the old scorpion.
The scorpion.
Yeah.
Remember the James Bond movie with the scorpion on his chest?
That's right. That was a tarantula, actually.
Was it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but you're okay, you're okay.
I don't think it would make much difference to me which one it was, by the way, if I felt it crawling on my chest.
I know, sure, I know, yeah.
So how do you guard against things like that? I mean, you have something in case you get bitten,
well,
haven't you?
Most unusual should say that. I just happen to have one on me. Hold on a second now. This is an anti-venom pump. You better be prepared for this. It's gruesome.
Ah, look at it.
It's incredible,
How
isn't
does
it?
it work?
Little plastic thing. Give us your hand there a sec, I'll show you. Okay, just push it down.
Yeah.
Feel that?
Oh, I can feel it, yeah.
Feel that now? So it just literally sucks the skin, and obviously where you've been bitten by whatever, it'll actually suck the poison out. It's only 9 quid's worth, and it's really, really good. Hopefully I won't have to use it,
but that's the kind of thing you have to bring with
you.
What else do you have in your bag of tricks? I mean, do you have any medical stuff or?
Yeah, I'd load of medical stuff. I didn't bring any of that down with me, but everything has to be small, neat and tidy. Now, obviously there's a compass, a very lightweight compass, a small one. We have something else in here, yeah. We have a Swiss Army knife, of course. Couldn't go anywhere without that. A very small, tiny torch in here somewhere, yes. I must thank my daughter's boyfriend for that, Kevin. He gave me this torch, superb little job.
Okay, roll of toilet paper?
No, there's no hygiene out there, I have to tell you. Honestly, can I say this? I was actually told by a competitor that last year, you know, when you get there first, everybody is very conscious and you've got to sort of walk out maybe 200 or 300 yards or 400 yards until you're only a dot, and then you do what you have to do. That's day 1. But by day 7, I mean, people are just literally dropping the pants literally all around you. It's, you know, I know, yeah, it's terrible, sounds terrible, but there's no hygiene. And the water you have, you've got to sort of hang on to all of it for drinking, really. So there's no showers and there's no change of clothes or none of that stuff.
No washing or anything
like
that?
Not at all,
So you're going to be in a right state when you crawl out of the desert?
Yeah, it won't be pleasant, I'd say.
Training for this?
Yeah.
I know that some of the Royal Marines who are doing this are out in Cyprus getting heat acclimatization at the moment. How do you do that kind of training?
How do you prepare for it, really? I can't. There's no way. I've basically been running about 3,000 miles this year. It sounds a lot. It's not really. It's about 60 miles a week. I've run most of the mountains in Ireland up and down. But there's no way you can train for a pad. I've worn a tracksuit, a heavy-duty tracksuit, just to sweat a bit.
Sweat out.
I've got some people who say, why don't I go to a sauna with a running machine and stuff like that? But it's, you see, I reckon it's a fine line between totally fit and totally knackered. Do you know what I mean? I know it is, honestly. I mean, I decided to start
this is the Sonia story, really. Now, Sonia's back on track. She won
great
today.
stuff.
Brilliant today,
Brilliant,
even though she went the wrong way at the end.
Yeah.
But brilliant stuff. But she clearly was overtrained when she broke down at the Olympics.
No question. Believe you me, it is really that close. I mean, if I went away and decided to run up and down the sand dunes with 2.5 stone on my back, I may never get to the start of the race. But at least if I can get to the start of the race next Thursday, as fit as I've ever been, well, then I have a damn good chance of doing the business. Do you know what I mean?
What do you get if you win? Or is it just to finish
Oh, it's rubbish. You wouldn't believe it. It's something like £3,000. It wouldn't pay your trip there and back. It's certainly not the money. You get a medal, and thanks very much, and that's about it. But it's not for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the
just
doing
to
of
get
it,
out
isn't it?
and do it, yeah, exactly.
It must be all really about mental attitude.
Oh, believe you me, absolutely. My mindset is right for it now. I mean, I'm going to go out there, and 50% of it is up there. I mean, these Marines have gone out, but what I'll do, I have it all planned, Pat. I'm going to climb the highest sand dune. It's about 6 stories high.
Yeah.
I have a bar of Fritex with me. Take off my top, just put it on my stomach, crack open a couple of eggs, and I'll offer them breakfast as they go by. It's called demoralisation. You don't know, I have to say that, but I don't, no, I'll do the business, all right. Yeah.
All right, well, we can only wish you the best of luck, and I hope to use the satellite phone to get in touch with you at some point on the radio show.
Yeah, we're hoping to organise this on the radio show. It'll be brilliant.
We don't know whether we'll be able to make contact with you.
Hopefully we'll. Can I very just briefly say thanks to Aer Lingus, a big thanks to them, and Swift Call and Kingspan, who've been terrific to me, all 3 of them.
Right, and the charity you're raising money for?
Oh, Cerebral Palsy Ireland, for God's sakes, I can't forget that, yeah, marvellous cause. And if anybody, we'd be delighted with any donations directly onto CPI, would be absolutely marvellous. My 2 boys who are watching at the moment have about, Ian and Colin, Stephen and Cian have about 50 people in the room there. I just hope they clear the beer cans before we get home. And yeah, absolutely. And little Dave, I didn't say hello to him the last time. Hiya, Dave and Kate and Ellen, sorry, I'd be shot if I forgot that.
Absolutely.
So I hope I've covered everybody. There's too many people. Everybody's been absolutely wonderful. So if anybody who knows me, they know
We
But I
wish you
thank
the
them very
very
much.
best. Dave, we wish
Thank
you
you,
the best.
Pat.
All
Thank you
the
very
best.
much. Thank you very much indeed.
Stay put, stay put. Actually, as a kind of coincidence, that exhibition of clothing we had earlier, which is on the National Museum, it features work by your man's brother, Peter O'Brien, who's the designer for Rochas of Paris.
Correct.
And he's been on this show, and he was with the supermodel show and all the rest of it. That's just a little coincidence. Anyway, we wish Dave the very best of luck. Our next guest is the son of the legendary Woody Guthrie. He is prolific in his output. He's released a huge number of albums over the years. You'll all remember the epic Alice's Restaurant, which was later turned into a movie. But the dynasty continues, because tonight he's joined on stage by his own son, Abe, on keyboards. The song is called Doors of Heaven. A big welcome, please, to Arlo Guthrie.
If all the doors were closed in heaven, where would all the angels go? Would they just fly around forever? Would they come down here below? If the pearly gates were closed this morning, would there be angels here tonight? Would they live their lives among us? Share the darkness with their light? If all the doors were closed in heaven, they'd have to close the road to hell. We'd all be stuck here with each other. There would be nowhere else to dwell. If the pearly gates were closed this morning, and everyone there had to leave, and death was nothing but a moment beyond the breaths you took to breathe. If all the doors were closed in heaven, who would dare abuse a child? Let a little kid go hungry, or not return a simple smile? If the pearly gates were closed this morning, and the host of heaven was on the street, they'd look much different from the likes of you and me. So I hope they close the doors to heaven, and all the angels up above come and build a home among us. Remind us what it means to love. Pearly gates were closed this morning, would there be angels here tonight? Would they live their lives among us, share the darkness with their light?
The good news is you can catch Arlo Guthrie all around the country next week, starting in the Glen Theatre in Bantyre. That's tomorrow night. Then Monday, Tuesday and Thursday they're in the Royston in Galway. Friday and Saturday they're in Whelan's in Dublin. And then finally in the Elmwood Hall in Belfast next Sunday. That's the 29th of March. Should be a very entertaining show. Now, there's nothing unusual about having a baby boy. There's nothing terribly unusual these days about having that baby boy with the aid of in vitro fertilization. But there is something very unusual when all of this happens at the ripe old age of 60. Will you welcome, please, Elizabeth Buttle, Peter Royston, and their baby son, Joseph Buttle. we'll let you sit there, and we'll let Peter go round the long way. There we go. Joseph, is he awake or asleep? It's well past his bedtime, I'd say.
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. He sleeps when he feels like it.
He's wondering what to make of all of this.
Oh, yes.
But I think he's been on telly before, has he?
Oh, yes.
A few times.
Oh, yes.
Now, you didn't intend all of this to be splashed all over the media, the tabloids, the newspapers, did you?
Oh, no, no, no.
How did it happen that suddenly, having a little baby boy, and a few weeks later, there you are on all the front pages?
Well, we believe somebody local decided they'd try and make a bit of money and sell the story to the press. And that's how it came out.
And then it came out that you were the oldest mother in Britain, and everyone accepted that as initially as being a natural phenomenon, didn't they?
Well, the oldest known mother, let's put it like that.
Did you at the beginning suggest that it was a totally natural birth?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because, well, for one thing, we didn't want any publicity, and, you know, some people look on them if they're not 100% natural as some kind of freak. And I also thought, well, I owed everybody some loyalty and just keep quiet.
But eventually you had to come clean.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What did you tell them initially? You told them, what, that your fertility was due to the good, clean country air?
Oh, well, a lot of it they made up, you know. Oh, come on. They just made up whatever they wanted, you know. The press made up nice stories.
How long had you two been together, Peter?
Around 2 years.
Right. And why did you decide that you wanted to have a child?
Well, it was always something we wanted to do.
Yeah. You already had children?
Yes.
And you?
Yes, I've got one daughter.
And you've got grandchildren?
3 grandsons.
And the youngest grandson is?
5.
So the grandson, I'm trying to work out, that grandson is what to baby Joseph?
Nephew.
Yes, and he's 5.
Yes.
And he's Joseph's nephew. All right, it gets kind of complicated after a while.
Yes.
And when you decided that you wanted to have a baby, what kind of process did you go through?
Well, it was obvious that, you know, I was going to need some help because I hadn't had any from my other daughter. So I decided, well, joint decision, that we'd get some help, and Joe's the result.
When you said get some help, I mean, there are rules about the age of people having in vitro fertilization.
No, there isn't.
There aren't?
No, there isn't.
I know there are no laws,
No.
but I think they have...
It depends on who it is and who does it.
Yeah.
And
did you tell the truth about your age when you went to the doctor?
No, well, I thought, you know, a lot of people are judged purely on age and not on what they are. I mean, job applications, there's maximum age on everything. So I thought, well, fill it a few years off.
So you took a few years off your,
yes.
of your declared age?
Yes.
And what about the menopause? I mean, how do they cope with that situation?
I don't know, I'm not a doctor.
You just put yourself in the hands of
Yes.
the doctor, and the doctor made it all happen for you.
Yes.
And Peter is the child's natural father, so Joseph enjoys the components of both of you. In
Yes,
his,
well, I mean, you can see the resemblance.
Well, he's going to have a fine head of hair when he's Peter's age, that's for sure.
Yes.
A decision to cement your union, as it were, with a baby, a difficult one, an obvious one for a younger couple, a difficult one for someone at your stage of life, Peter.
Difficult, but partly a rebel of the rules of society, I'm afraid to say. And this is one of the reasons that it overcame the rules of society, which a lot of people will frown on, as we know. There's quite a few people have taken a, you know,
a very dim view
of what we've done, yes.
Initially,
but we stood by what we did, and
okay, but the pressure got to you, didn't it, when the tabloids first of all splashed your story across their front pages?
Yeah, because I'm a very private person, who was anyway.
Yeah.
And so it just, it was a complete reversal to my way of life.
And you went back to your wife?
Well, I was still fairly close to my wife.
Right.
In the situation we found ourselves in.
And how long before you moved back with Elizabeth again?
Well, it was 5 days, and the reason for moving has never been established, and I don't particularly want to divulge now, but...
Okay. But you decided to come back and make a go of it,
yes,
with Elizabeth and
There's a lot of speculation in the press that you can't come back on. What goes in the press, I'm afraid, not without a $500,000 bank balance to contest a lot of the lies that went on and do go on in a lot of these situations.
Raising a child, Joseph is what, 17 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, by the time he is a teenager, a rebellious teenager, you two will be well past pension age.
Past our prime.
Past your prime. How will you cope?
Well, we've coped with teenagers before, so we've had some experience. And everybody says, well, you know, at your age, you know, you could die when he's 15, but I mean, a child with a parent of 20 can...
Sure, but aren't the odds higher that you will die? Say, for example, how old are you, Peter?
58 at the last count.
Okay, so add 20 years.
Yeah.
When he's 20, you would be 78.
Yes.
In terms of trying to, you know, go to football matches with him when he's a teenager, you'd be a 75-year-old queuing up to see Manchester United with a very lively kid.
Well, he'd have a job because we don't have football matches where we live.
But you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Well, I'd like to correct you on that, and that is that there's no two people the same. We're young at heart and got young minds, and I think we can carry it out quite amicably.
Some people would say that this was a very kind of selfish act. Now, looking at Joseph, no one would want to send him back, that's for sure. He's a beautifully charming child. But people would say it was a selfish act on your part, Elizabeth,
well,
that you did
everybody
it.
said that, but I mean, why should age make you any less of a good parent? I mean, you've got more patience when you're older. You haven't got to cope with a lot of the stresses that young parents have to cope with. And, well, you can see he's happy and, well, he seems contented.
What I would like to say is that there's a lot of people 2 or 3 years younger than us doing exactly the same thing. In other words, there's a kind of